As we welcome you back to PGSN, we are in American Fork today for the second game of a 3-game set. The third game will be played on Friday here at 3:30 p.m. Pleasant Grove lost game 1 by a score of 1-0 yesterday afternoon behind a strong pitching performance by Hudson Banks, only allowing 1 run through 7. Offense just couldn't get anything going against a good pitching staff by the Cavemen. So Pleasant Grove enters this game. Hopefully the wind will be negligible throughout the day, but Pleasant Grove enters this game trying to make tomorrow or Friday, probably going to do that all day, make Friday a rubber match. And American Fork's looking to win the series here and take sole possession of first place in Region 3. Pleasant Grove swept Westlake in their first series. American Fork won a series against Skyridge. For Pleasant Grove, they'll start this game hitting, as we've seen them be the home team 3 out of their 4 region games so far. Just the second time we'll see them batting first. It's going to be Drew Smith batting leadoff, RJ Wilson behind him. Tua Wolfgram, Mason Henry, CJ Anderson go 3-4-5. Brock Robinson in the 6-hole. Slater Scout, Jacob Baxter, and Cale Dunn rounded out 7-8-9. Dunn behind the dish today for Van Haney, who will be on the mound. Typically we've seen Van Haney maybe hit in the games that he's pitched as well, but he will be just strictly on the mound, at least to begin today's game. For American Fork, on the mound is Dax Watts, the University of Utah commit. He played first base yesterday. Very powerful bat and a good arm as well. He will start today for an American Fork team that's on a 2-game winning streak. Drew Smith, the leadoff hitter, getting ready to stand in for Pleasant Grove. Watts is ready. Smith is ready. We're ready here in American Fork as Watts kicks and deals. Opens him up high, 1-0. As we talked about, I'm going to try and tweak a couple things right here.
It's a windy day.
Yeah, the wind is bad. Hopefully that works a little better for you guys. You hear less wind, but there's a strike in there for Watts. Count moves 1-1. Duffy, check the audio on YouTube. Make sure it's on. Check again. I just switched them. Count moves to 1-2. Smith moves the count to 2-2. Smith ended the last game on base as Watts sends that one foul, or Smith does, that is. And the count stays 2-2. Pleasant Grove really started out yesterday just kind of grinding through at-bats. They had a ton of long at-bats in the first couple innings. And then American Fork, really, Hollenbach really found his groove towards the end of his outing as that pitch drops in there, strike 3. So Smith goes down leadoff, and that brings up RJ Wilson with 1 man out and nobody on here in the top of the first.
I feel like what PG just needs is, I feel like from last game, I might be wrong, because I'm always wrong a lot of times, but it's called for a strike. But I feel like we were struggling to get on base. Like, our offense was, you could tell it was there, we just weren't making anything happen.
Yeah, and we talked about how Pleasant Grove had a lot of good barrels yesterday, and they just couldn't get some balls to fall fair as that pitch gobbled up by the second baseman. Throw on to first is in time. That was Jones who fielded, and Wilson grounds out now. Pleasant Grove with 2 quick outs here. But we talked about how Pleasant Grove had some good barrels yesterday. They just couldn't get the balls to fall, and offense couldn't really do much. You can tell by the 0 that was put up on the scoreboard yesterday. They're going to try to fix that today and hopefully give Van Haney some run support. But here's the right-handed Wolfgram as Watts will step off. American Fork has their 2023 state champion banner in the outfield as the count goes 1-0. So reigning champions looking to make something happen with a team that lost a lot of experience. This is not the same team that won state a year ago. Watts kicks, deals, fouled, out of play. And there's not a ton of netting. There's not a ton of, there's a chance that, as we just saw, that ball left the field to play pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Watts on the mound. He has a 1-1 count here with 2 outs. Looks in, kicks, fires. That pitch skied. Wind will carry it out of play. As it rolls. Count moves 1-2. The wind's moving kind of from left field towards home plate. So moving in and to the right a little bit.
It's moving right towards me, bro. I'm cold.
That's kind of, we dealt with this last year too against American Fork when these two teams faced off. It was similar. The wind was just a lot faster and it was a lot colder.
Yeah.
Wolfgram takes pitch outside, 2-2. American Fork's dugout wanted it. Different umpires today, but that was a call that we saw pitchers get a lot yesterday. Was that outside strike, and both guys took advantage of it. And Watts didn't get the call this time. He kicks, deals. Wolfgram weakly puts that in play, fielded by the shortstop. Throw to first. It's not in time. Wolfgram beats it out. The infield single. Just straight hustle by Tua Wolfgram. The throw by the shortstop Walker was late, and that brings up Mason Henry with a runner on. It's Wolfgram on first. He's a guy who we've seen steal a couple bases. DH CJ Anderson on deck. I believe it's his 3rd straight game in the starting lineup. Watts looks in, looks over at first. Now he kicks, deals, in there for strike 1. Oh, 1 count. Henry with the runner on first, 2 outs here in the top of the 1st inning. Watts, he'll check on Wolfgram, caught in a rundown. And he'll get back in time. They didn't tag him. So he works himself back to first base, but caught in a pickle. First baseman just unable to lay the glove on him. So Henry's at bat, keeps going. It's an 0-1 count. Watts looks in.
Wolfgram's going.
Henry called time. It wasn't given to him. Watts just kept sitting there. So now an 0-2 count for Henry. Wolfgram went on that last pitch. Watts, Wolfgram goes again. Cut on a miss, strike 3. No throw made because it didn't need to be. Pleasant Grove leaves a man stranded. 2 strikeouts in the first inning, and that brings out Van Haney for his first inning of work. Last time we saw him was against Westlake. And I'm trying to find, it was the first game against Westlake, so he's had over a week of rest. Pleasant Grove was at home. Van Haney went 1 2/3, allowed 2 hits, 2 walks, hit 2 guys, struck 1 man out, allowed 3 earned runs for total. And on the season, Van Haney has gone through 19 1/3, 25-8 strikeout to walk ratio. So a little bit of a rough day out his last time. 2.9 ERA, 3.13 strikeout to walk ratio, and a 1.03 whip. 174 batting average against. So good numbers across the season for Haney. Dunn is his catcher today. And it was Thane behind the plate last time he came out. So shaking things up here. Van Haney's throwing someone new. Pleasant Grove's infield defense going from first to third. Same thing as we saw yesterday. It's Henry to Smith, Baxter, Wilson. Going right to left in the outfield is Scow, Robinson, Wolfgram. So the only change defensively from yesterday, obviously the pitcher switches from Banks to Haney, and the man behind the dish moves from Thane to Dunn. Leading off the game for American Fork, the left-handed Mascaro. He'll be followed by Walker, Jones, the pitcher Watts bats cleanup. Howard, Gagero, Paulson go 5, 6, 7. Ingersoll and Greening round out the lineup. And there's a cut and a miss on a pitch in the dirt by Mascaro. And Pleasant Grove's dugout loves it.
You gotta love it. It's a good pitch.
Mascaro led off yesterday. Haney deals. That pitch grounded up the middle. Smith moving to his right, gloves, throws, in time! Great play by Drew Smith to retire the first batter of this inning. And Mascaro's gonna head back to the dugout after only 2 pitches. And that brings up Jet Walker. He held his wrist after a play yesterday in the infield. Doesn't look like it's bugging him, but might be something to keep an eye on. Haney looks in, he's working fast. Ball 1, 1-0. Haney kick steals in the dirt, 2-0. That's the pitch that got Mascaro. He went back to it, couldn't get it this time. Van Haney goes right after that pitch skied, foul out of play. Van Haney starts his windup right after the batter puts his hand down and doesn't really give the batter a chance to call time.
Yeah. At least saw that a lot from, I don't remember what game he pitched. I think it was Westlake.
That pitch lined in between Baxter and Smith, who's going to get to it. It's Smith, throw to first, not in time. An infield single as Walker beats one out.
But anyway, I think it was Westlake. Did he pitch for Westlake?
Yeah, it was the first game against Westlake.
You just saw a lot of that. He was working fast on the mound. He wasn't giving them any time.
So that brings up the right-handed Cooper Jones with Walker on first. Haney moves his windup now. A good block by Dunn will keep the runner at first. But now that there's a runner on, he's working at a different pace. Walker leads off first. Haney deals. There's strike 1. That's a pitch he likes. Count moves 1-1 here for Haney. 1-1. They'll check on the runner first. Walker's back in time. We saw each team kind of trade pickoffs yesterday. Hudson got a pickoff against a Pleasant Grove runner, and then Robinson got picked off, although he didn't agree with the call. Haney does not try and pick off. Runner goes. Grounded to short. Baxter won't have a play at second. He'll get the man at first. Since Walker went before the pitch was thrown, he was in second. No time to turn the double play. And Jones grounds out. And that brings up Dax Watts, the cleanup hitter for American Fork with 2 outs.
You can tell from yesterday's game, when Banks was pitching, he kept trying to check them on first. But this game, you can just tell they're playing super close to the bag.
Haney deals in the dirt. Runner retreats back to second. Pleasant Grove's playing a little bit of a shift to the left side, leaving almost the whole space between first and second open. It's only Henry who's playing it. But Haney kicks and deals in the dirt again, 2-0. And again, the runner retreats back. So it's Watts at the plate, Walker on second. 2 outs here in the top of the first, 2-0 count for Van Haney. He deals. There's strike 1. That's his fastball. And well placed. As Walker moves off second.
You're getting a big jump on second.
Haney deals. At line straight to Wilson. Bobbles it a little bit. Throw to first is in time. Wilson tried to tag Walker as he ran past, didn't get him. The throw to Henry was just in time, and Van Haney works a decent first inning, leaving a man stranded on the base paths, and Pleasant Grove will send up 3 good guys in the top of the first. We'll be back here. Pleasant Grove will send up Anderson, Robinson, and Scout. Pleasant Grove will send up Anderson, Robinson, and Scout here in the top of the second inning. That's 5, 6, 7 in their order. Both teams sent 4 guys up to the plate in their respective firsts. Anderson, he played yesterday for Pleasant Grove and went 1 for 1 with a single. He also walked once and, he went 1 for 2 with a single, walked once, struck out once. And he is DHing today, not playing anywhere out in the field. He has a pretty small sample size, but we'll talk about that in a second. As Watts back on the mound, ready to go. He deals. Anderson offers, but no connection. And an 0-1 count here to open up the top of the second. Watts, Anderson shows bunt, got going early, and the count moves 0-2. Pleasant Grove's philosophy with these bunts here, at least in this series, is to kind of try and go sort of back up the middle. Kind of make the shortstop or the second baseman try and make a play. Obviously, that's not easy because the point of the bunt is not to, push it through the infield.
Yeah.
It's just to force the defense to make a tough play. But if you can make Watts try and make a throw, or the shortstop or second baseman try and make a throw. Anderson serves that one into center field. Moving up and making the catch is Mascaro. And that brings up Brock Robinson for his first plate appearance today. Robinson, a very good season so far, and still got some time to go. On the season, Robinson batting .333 with a .379 OBP. His strikeout and walk rates are identical at just under 14%. Watts steals.
Pulls back in time. Oh no.
We'll see, the corners came in late there. We'll see if they shift them in on the grass or if they just move them in. They're just moved in a little bit. Neither of them are on the grass, but about as close as you can get. As Watts kick steals. There's strike 2, 0-2. So quickly in a 2-strike count here. Robinson will receive from Watts. He grounds that one to third. The throw on to first is bad. A dropped pitch, a dropped throw. As Robinson gets to second, Upham thought it was in his glove. There might be a hole in there. As he dropped the throw from the third baseman. It was high from Howard, but one that Upham had plenty of time to bring down and step on the bag. But Robinson on second now in scoring position, and that brings up Slater Skell. He's no stranger to batting in these instances with runners on. He's been batting 4th usually throughout the season.
Yeah.
But moved down to 7th today. He'll be followed by Baxter, who's playing short. So Watts with the runner on second now. Robinson does not have a big lead. Watts deals. Drops a curveball in there, strike 1.
You talked about it yesterday though. I don't know how to word it. I don't know how you worded it, but there's no one you really want to face on this PG lineup. Everyone's a huge threat on this team.
Yeah, being able to move a guy down from, and of course we have to talk about this coming off a shutout, but moving a guy from 4th to 7th, and you're still giving him the same situations he got from the top of the order. Scow shows bunt. Robinson is to third safely, and Scow's safe. So runners on the corners now, and Baxter is hyped for his plate appearance, and I don't know how you couldn't be.
Yeah.
Just an infield single. They were going Scow all the way, and he reaches with his speed. So Robinson stands on third, Scow stands on first, and the infield's going to go for the double play, which makes sense here. Yesterday, Baxter 3 plate appearances, grounded out in all 3 of them. And all you want to do if you're him right now is keep it off the ground.
Yeah.
Watts kicks, deals. Baxter shows bunt. He does bunt. Watts is going to chase Robinson back to third. He's in a rundown now. They're bringing the runner from third. Robinson gets tagged out. Runner at third. Also tagged out, so a double play in the weirdest of ways. Baxter's bunt. Watts fields throws to the catcher. Paulson throw to Howard at third, gets the second runner. So Baxter can't get some magic working. And Pleasant Grove exits what looked like a promising second inning with still a 0 on the scoreboard. And they'll send Van Haney out for his second inning of work, that is. And he will face in American Forks lineup. He'll face the third baseman Howard, the DH Gagero, and the catcher Paulson. 2 of those guys involved in the inning-ending double play. That just went down. Just a weird way to end the inning. I don't hate the move to bunt. I like the move to bunt there.
Yeah.
And Robinson did the right thing. You put that bunt in to try and squeeze the corners and force them not to have play. So Robinson's supposed to be running there, and the bunt was just hit right back to the pitcher. He tried to get back to third, and he couldn't. And then Scow couldn't move from second to third in time.
I think from yesterday, that was, sorry, I'm going off topic, but with the first game of the series, we saw AF score the first point pretty on, I think it was third, fourth inning.
It was the bottom of the third, the top of the third inning.
So it was pretty on early in the game. They scored the first run, and then nothing really too much happened because PG didn't score and AF didn't score. It was a low-scoring game, but I mean, I feel like the only thing you want as PG right now is just to get the. I mean, obviously it's common sense, but you just want to get the score off before AF does start it off hot.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. These runs are so hard to come by against both of these teams with their pitching staffs. As Howard's at the dish now, they're so hard to come by that really every run is so huge. And we saw that yesterday. You win the game 1-0. And just every run is so big, and having runners on the corners with one out and getting nothing out of it is such a big loss offensively, as Haney flips to Henry and gets his first out of this inning. As Giguero will come up now. And for Pleasant Grove, it's not even the fact that, you know, you squander that opportunity, because it happens every once in a while. You have those double plays, but it's how the double play happened. You don't usually see a 1-2-5 double play.
Yeah.
But that's what we just saw. As Haney deals to Giguero, he grounds softly to Baxter. Baxter backhand throw on to first. Big stretch by Henry. He's out. Henry lost his glove, but it's because Giguero ran into it. So, you got tagged, I guess? And now the caveman first baseman's going to argue. Giguero ran into Henry's glove, so you either got tagged out or Henry's foot was down first. At least that's how I see it.
Yeah.
You could argue that because the ball came out, he didn't have possession when he tagged
Yeah.
Giguero.
It's 2-1, so we're going to talk about it.
He's out.
He's out.
That was interesting.
That was
Not
interesting.
something you see every day. The catcher Paulson comes up now. 2 quick outs here in this second inning for Haney, as he's been working quick and efficiently in this game today. So we're in the bottom of the second. 2 outs here. Haney kicks, deals to Poulsen. Inside, 1-0. Poulsen dancing to get out of the way of that one.
It is a windy day, holy crap.
Van Haney deals. That one too low, 2-0. So with Duffy not doing the announcements today, since we're on the road, what are you gonna focus on? What are you gonna talk about?
Dude,
Talk about strike one there. Count moves 2-1.
I don't know. Duffy was kind of the main topic yesterday because his energy was up. His energy was finally good. Duffy over there laughing because he knows it's true.
Haney spikes one. Count moves 3-1.
Duffy, I do want you to know I gave you like an 8 on your performance yesterday.
I think he's gonna feel snubbed. I feel like he wants a 10.
Yeah,
And Haney deals that pitch. Rocketed into deep left center field. Robinson back on the track. Makes the catch just in front of the wall. American Fort goes down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the second inning. We head to the top of the third. Pleasant Grove's going to send up Dunn, Smith, and Wilson. We'll be back. In a relatively small sample size so far this season, just 10 plate appearances done, batting 143 with the 200 OBP. He's 1 for 7, and that one hit was a single. But the big thing, he has an RBI, so a clutch hit, that was, and he'll lead off this third inning. As he's done a good job behind the plate today, getting in front of some pitches in the dirt. And now gets his chance at the plate. Just moves from behind it to next to it. Facing a very good pitcher in Watts. Watts kicks, deals. Dunn lines that down the third base line. Fair as Dunn rounds first. He's going for second. A lead-off double for Cale Dunn as he pokes it inside the third base line. What an at-bat. He saw one pitch. He liked it. Sent it to the outfield. And now he's going to go back to the dugout happy as Harward comes out to pinch run.
What an amazing at-bat. Couldn't ask for a better at-bat.
Did a good job going after what he wanted. And that brings up Drew Smith for the second time today. He struck out to lead off the game. But now he's got a runner in scoring position here. An amazing start to the inning for Pleasant Grove. So Dunn brings that batting average up, 250 now, 2 for 8. Watts is going to check on Harward at second. He is pinch running for Dunn.
I'm still deciding if I like the angle we're set up at, or if I like being behind the plate.
It's good for righties. We're looking right in on the righties. The lefties got their back to us.
Yeah. Do you like this more, or do you wish you were behind the plate?
I like behind the plate a little more. Watts deals, shows bunt. Smith is going to ground it foul, 0-1. He would have beat it out if it had sat inside the line, but no such luck this time. Wolfgram on deck. Oh, excuse me, Wilson's on deck. Wolfgram behind him, he's in the hole. Pleasant Grove, not been scared to bunt today.
Yeah. Why does it have to be so windy? Alan, make it so it's not windy, bruh.
Sorry. Watts fires the 0-1. Shows bunt again. Smith right to Watts. He's just going to make the throw to first. In time, but that moves a runner from first to third, the sack bunt.
1 out.
First to third, second to third for Harward. And now that brings up a very talented R.J. Wilson, who grounded out his first time up with just 1 out here. Has a good chance to score Harward if he can just hit it to the outfield. As in left for American Fork is Ingersoll, in center is Mascaro, and right is Greening. Wilson takes strike 1, 0-1. Here in the top of the third, Pleasant Grove threatening with a runner on third, 1 out. Talked about earlier, every run is big here. Watts fires. Wilson sends that up the middle. Backhand throw onto first. It's a ground out, but it's an RBI. Pleasant Grove scores their first run of the series thanks to Dunn's double and Harward's base running. Pleasant Grove's up 1-0 here with 2 outs in the third.
We talked about that earlier, though. You want to start off with the first run
and get that upper hand, give Van Haney a lead to work with on the mound. As that brings up Wolfgram, who singled his first time up and kept the first inning alive.
Up high.
He's in a similar 2-out situation here, nobody on.
I feel really quiet because I can barely hear myself because of the wind.
Watts with the 1-0 count. Looks in, now fires. Wolfgram sends that one to shallow center field, drifting back, now drifting up and making the catch for American Fork is Mascaro. Thought it it's going to be a short stop to go out and make the play. Mascaro covered enough ground to catch it himself, but Pleasant Grove plates a run. They're up 1-0 here. We head to the bottom of the third. Van Haney's faced one more than the minimum through 2 innings on the mound. And now he comes in with a lead. He'll face Ingersoll, Greening, and Mascaro, the entire outfield for for American Fork. And they are batting 8-9-1.
That is hit out of the park. Back to right field, foul ball. Called strike. The hitter called time. Gonna give it to him.
So the batter, Ingersoll, tried to call time. The umpire doesn't have to give it to him. He didn't, and Van Haney just threw a strike, and now he's up 1-1 in this count. Or excuse me, 0-2. But American Fork's not happy with it, and rightfully so. When you feel like you got to have time called, you want time called.
Yeah.
But Pleasant Grove's going to take the opportunity to have a little bit of a mound visit. And now down 1-1. And now Coach Henry is not happy because they're changing the call. So Coach Henry's going to bring in the other umpire now. So American Fork wasn't happy. Now Pleasant Grove's not happy. This ain't the backyard. You can't squash these arguments by just saying, "Oh, let's do it again."
Yeah.
As Henry's going to bring the 2 umpires together and kind of force them to talk. I don't think you, actually I know you can't. You can't change a call after it's been made at the plate. You can't say strike, oh, then never mind, that's a ball.
Yeah.
And you can't go back and say, oh, I meant to give him time. You didn't give him time, and then you called a strike.
Yeah.
It should be an 0-2 count here. And they change it to a strike. So the count moved, or change it back to a strike, I guess. It was a strike, then a ball, now a strike. So an 0-2 count now.
I lost a brain cell from that, bro. That hurt my brain.
And now American Fork's not happy.
Oh my gosh.
So Dunn has gone from the plate to the mound, to the plate, to the mound, to the plate. Now he's back on the mound. And talking with Van Haney. And the umpire has gone from the third base line to the first base line, back to the third base line. And now he's behind the dish. I think everyone's probably not happy, but everyone's been told what's going on. So an 0-2 count for Van Haney. As Ingersoll emphatically puts his hand up and takes a ball low, 1-2. He let the umpire know that he was not ready for the pitch yet. 1-2.
Nice hit. Outside, right above us.
Yeah, no netting above us, so maybe we'll catch a foul ball, get a souvenir that you have to give back. But
yeah,
in high school, you have to give it back.
in college and MLB, you don't.
Haney looks in, kicks, deals the 1-2. That one's in the dirt. 2-2, trying to get a swing. For those maybe interested, the Yankees have tied the game up in the 9th inning. It's probably no one, but maybe it helps someone. Van Haney deals 2-2. Not brought up. Dunn wanted it. Vikings fans wanted it. Vikings dugout wanted it. Count moves full.
Full count.
So Ingersoll done a good job moving the count from 0-2 to 3-2. Haney deals. That pitch fouled out of play. Ingersoll stays alive. So a full count for Van Haney. He deals. That pitch fouled up. Dunn moves under it. Now Henry, and he can't make the catch close to Pleasant Grove's dugout. That ball stayed up there, and it was there for a long time.
Yeah, I lost it for a second. Thought it was coming back towards us. I got scared.
But the count will stay full, and we'll do it again. Ingersoll keeping himself alive. On deck is Greening, and then Mascaro will come up. I think Ingersoll, after the way the first 2 pitches went in this at-bat, I think he's pretty happy with where he is now.
Yeah.
As Haney's going to have to make another pitch after being fouled off a couple times in a row. He deals that pitch high and tight, and American Fork is mad. We're excited, can't tell. But a tough walk drawn by Ingersoll. So American Fork's probably a little happier about that call now.
Yeah.
Or they can put it behind them. That brings up Greening. Excuse me. Greening, the left-hand hitter. As Henry is going to hold Ingersoll on first. He has maybe a step off. Now he moves farther. Just clearly showing bunt. Now pulling back and swinging up the middle. Baxter and Smith, neither of them can get to it. It's in the outfield, and the runners are going to sit at the corners. Ingersoll on third, Greening on first. And nobody out here. And that brings up C.J. Mascaro. Pleasant Grove had a chance to turn 2. And now Capper's going to go out and talk to Van Haney. It's been a tough inning. You can't really put a finger on what it was quite yet, but maybe being forced to kind of take 2 minutes between pitches threw off his rhythm a little bit. And then it was a very tough at-bat for Ingersoll. And then Greening did a good job just shooting one right back up the middle. And now American Fork is threatening. It's also going to be interesting to see how Pleasant Grove positions their infield.
Yeah.
Typically here you'd see double play depth, but with how important every single run is, you might, again, I doubt it, but you could bring the infield in. With Mascaro at the dish. Very, very talented hitter. And it doesn't get any easier. You've got Walker behind him, Jones, and then Watts. It's the top of the order. Now American Fork's dugout getting into it. Van Haney deals.
In the dirt. He's
Thought about swinging. Runner goes to second, and he's in there. Now you might have to bring the infield in now that there's no double play, and they do. So no force out anywhere but first. Van Haney with a 1-0. Deals. Outside, 2-0. So everybody is just behind the grass as Van Haney deals. That pitch fouled back out of play. That one was a rocket.
That one was a rocket.
You do not have netting very far in this park.
Yeah. They're high nets though.
Van Haney deals. Cut on and missed. There's strike 2. A 2-2 count now for Van Haney. Sure, make fun of me for being good at my job. 2-2 Van Haney. Big pitch here. He deals. Foul back, staying alive. Mascaro. Walker, the shortstop, on deck. 2-2. Van Haney deals. Cut on and missed into the glove of Dunn. There's strike 3, the first strikeout of the day for Van Haney, and it's a big one. It comes in a big spot. But still time to do damage for American Fork. Walker with runners on second and third. It's Ingersoll on third, Graining on second. First base is open as Van Haney deals. That pitch skied, foul out of play. That was a big strikeout for Van Haney in a big spot.
Yeah.
If you got to pick and choose, you'd take another one here. As there's 1-1. But just any out here is big, because then all you have to do when you face a very good hitter in Jones as well is just focus on getting him out.
Yeah.
Van Haney deals. Foul. 2-strike count now, 1-2. Van Haney with the 1-2. Pleasant Grove's infield is in. He deals. That pitch line to left field. Wolfgram not going to get to it. It drops. He deked the runners, and only 1 run scores, and Graining doesn't get a chance to advance. So now there's runners on first and second with 1 out, but it's an RBI single for Walker. And American Fork ties it up here. Cooper Jones comes up with runners on first and second, 1 out. Pleasant Grove's going to move to double play depth. Wouldn't be surprised if you see a steal at some point here from American Fork. There's a swing and a miss to try and bring that double play off. Dunn's got to be ready for it. Probably not with a guy at the hitting caliber of Jones, but you could see him try and lay down a bunt. 0-1. It hits him. And now the bases are loaded for the cleanup hitter, Dax Watts. The University of Utah commit is in a big spot here.
Bases are loaded.
I think if American Fork could pick anybody up in a bases loaded situation, I think it would be Dax. And that's exactly what they have here, as Watts has a chance to blow this game wide open. Pleasant Grove has scored 1 run in the last 12 innings. 10 innings. Haney deals. Grounded to short. 6, 4. Smith's throw, not in time. It's out of play. And Pleasant Grove is arguing a slide at second base. Smith was cleated. And they're going to go argue that now. It was a good double play ball. Yeah. And Smith kind of got cleated at second base, and Henry is arguing that the slide, I'm I'm going to be completely honest, I'm not sure if it's obstruction or interference, what they call it for the runner, but he's arguing that the runner at first should be out. Watts cleared the bases. He's the only guy on if this play stands. This is a big swing here on the decision because it's either a 4-1 game or a 1-1 game, as the two umpires are going to talk about it. Personally, I don't know if Smith had enough time to make the throw, but it was not a clean slide into second base, also in my opinion. And I was incorrect. There's a runner on third as well.
Oh.
So it's second and third. So
I didn't even see the guy on. I think the guy on third was talking to coach because when I looked over there wasn't a guy over there.
So the runner at second is out. So if the runner at second's out, they only scored 1 run. Because there's 2 guys left on, and one of them's out. No interference called, and Pleasant Grove is not happy. As the umpire and Coach Henry are going to have a talk where they don't like each other. So it's 2-1 now after all that.
What an interesting ball game so far.
Maybe it's 2-1. The guy who was standing on third is going back to the dugout now. I think it's 3-1. It is 3-1 here with 2 outs. So it could have been a lot worse. Smith looks like he's okay.
So the third baseman was out. Okay. I'm so confused.
So Haney deals ball 1. It's probably hard to pitch after a situation like that, but Watts grounded exactly what Pleasant Grove wanted. Right to Backstreet, flip to Smith. And then Pleasant Grove thought it was a dirty slide or a late slide or not a slide as Haney deals. There's strike 1. And I have to agree with Pleasant Grove. I think slide was late and went right into Smith. And if the issue is not where he slid, but when he slid. And Smith had to make a tough throw with a cleat in his foot. And Henry couldn't pull it down, and that allowed the second run to score. Haney deals that pitch lined to the outfield. Wolfgram, they're going to have to keep him at third. Runners at the corners. As there's a single by Howard, the third baseman, and that brings up the DH Gagero. So not a very fun third inning for Pleasant Grove.
Yeah, not at all. It's what an interesting ball game that we've seen today.
As Haney is going to try and limit the damage. Gagero at the plate. Haney deals low, 1-0. Runner goes to second. They'll give it to him, as all Haney needs is the out on the mound. Keaton Nordic in the bullpen. As Van Haney deals that pitch lined foul. Wolfgram's dive to no avail. 1-1 count. Nordic last pitched in Westlake a week ago today. And is up and throwing here in the bottom of the third. Pleasant Grove down 3-1 now. Van Haney deals that pitch, grounded to Henry, and past Henry and Smith. Scal Fields, 2 runs will score. It's a 2-run RBI single, and American Fork has a 5-1 lead. Just a series of unfortunate events for Vikings. And that brings up Cash Polson. As American Fork 1 man away from batting around after some calls. Both teams have been angry with some calls that have happened this inning. Henry holds the runner on first. Van Haney is going to check on him. And he's back in time. So only 5 hits for American Fork through 2 2/3. Van Haney deals. There's strike 1. 0-1 count with 2 outs. Haney has had to grind after a very successful first 2 innings.
Yeah.
And Haney deals inside, 1-1. Pleasant Grove liked the pitch. They wanted the call. As Polson steps in. Van Haney deals again. Low, 2-1. Runner on first is Guerrero. Haney deals to Polson. That pitch skied foul, out of play. 2-2.
What a windy day. Holy crap.
Van Haney with the 2-2 count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner goes. Cut on and miss, strike 3. The second strikeout on the day for Van Haney. He gets through 3 innings, but after some chaos, some runs score for American Fork. They put a 5 spot on the board, bottom of the 3rd. They have a 5-1 lead. We head to the top of the 4th after this. Four, 5, 6 in Pleasant Grove's order. It's Henry, Anderson, and Robinson here in the top of the 4th. We'll see if Pleasant Grove can turn that 5th inning into a little bit of a chip on their shoulder and try and mount a couple runs here in this inning and put themselves back in it. A good guy leading it off, Mason Henry. Struck out his first time up, but really, really good numbers on the season for him. He's a big power hitter for Pleasant Grove. He has 3 home runs, and that pitch skied. Got too far under it. The center fielder drifts over and makes the catch. Mascaro with the putout, and that brings up C.J. Anderson. It sounded great off the bat.
It did sound great. Skied high.
Just getting too far under it, and that brings up C.J. Anderson, the left-hand hitter. He's 0 for 1 today. takes ball 1. Anderson flew out his first time up. Ball he served to Mascaro. Watts, 1-0, is grounded foul right in front of the plate. So a 1-1 count. Anderson mixes up the lineup with a lefty bat. And Watts is through 3 strong, 3 1/3. He deals low or outside, 2-1.
For the angle we're at, it's hard to tell if it's outside or not.
Height-wise, it looked good, so I have to guess it's outside.
Yeah.
But for the umpire, it's kind of the other way around. As the 2-1 hits the dirt, 3-1 for Anderson. Watts deals the 3-1. Anderson fouls it out of play. And the count moves full. Wind's died down a little bit. I'm sure it'll pick up at some point, but
Don't jinx it, bro. What are you doing?
it's a good day for baseball. Anderson fouls one back, just catches a piece of it, and he'll stay alive.
Dude, why'd you jinx the win?
It did not just come back.
Dude, but you're gonna jinx it. Now you jinxed it. See?
You're dramatic. A full count with 1 out for Watts. And Anderson. Watts deals. Anderson stays alive again. Nice gift. Robinson's putt rolls onto the green. Not quite enough power behind it, dies short of the hole. Anderson takes inside, takes a runner on base for Brock Robinson. Robinson reached on an error his first time up. Got to first and second on a throwing error by the third baseman Howard, and then struggled to receive by the first baseman Upham. Watts deals. There's strike 1. Watts with an 0-1 count on Robinson. Anderson's on first. Saw him steal a bag yesterday, I believe. Watts, he'll check on him. Anderson's back in time. An 0-1 for Watts into Robinson. Long pause, time called now. Pleasant Grove, I think they brought the freshman here as energy, and the dugout's quieter than it should be.
Well, the freshman left. The freshman's dipped.
Robinson 7 for 22 on the year, 318, 367 OBP. Robinson takes a pitch in the dirt, 1-1. Runner stays at first, Anderson. And now Watts on the mound. Anderson on first, Robinson at the dish, Scow on deck, Baxter in the hole with 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. Pleasant Grove down 5-1. Trying to plate a couple runs this inning. Watts deals in the dirt, 2-1. Robinson 2 for 2 with 2 walks in the series finale against Westlake, and went 1 for 2 yesterday. Cuts and misses on a pitch in the dirt. That's why Watts has kept going there. Robinson reached every time up yesterday. Just one of them was due to a fielder's choice. So he has reached on, and sorry for jinxing it if I do, 8 straight plate appearances. Now with the 2-2 count, Watts deals in the dirt. Time was called. Robinson trying to throw off the timing of the pitcher. Common strategy. Try and get in his head a little bit. Watts has the 2-2. He deals. Low and outside, count moves full. Great take by Robinson.
Amazing take.
So Watts with a full count now, 1 out. Anderson, the runner on first. They'll check on him again. He's back safely. So Watts gets set again. Now we'll check on Anderson again. Anderson safe. Watts and Upham. A tight duo at first. That's where Watts usually plays when he's not on the mound. And that's where Upham is playing today. Full count, 1 out. Watts deals. That pitch skied in the infield. It's going to be Upham who goes to get it, and he makes the catch. Anderson stays on first.
Slater Scout stepping up to the dish.
He singled his first time up. You have to wonder, he's been struggling in the cleanup spot. Hopefully a move to a little bit lower in the lineup will give him a chance to get his timing and his swing back to where we know it can be. Anderson at first, 2 outs. Watts deals high, 1-0. American Fork, understandably, looks like they're sticking with Watts through the rest of this inning and into the next one. Nobody's up in the bullpen. Watts high again, 2-0. Scow has a really good eye at the plate. It's Jacob Baxter at the dish. On deck. Anderson, they don't get him. 2-0 count here. Baxter, we've kind of seen a similar thing happen with him as Scow. Scow was batting fourth. Now he moves back a little bit as there's strike one. Baxter was in the same place. He was batting top of the lineup. And then has kind of moved towards the back as Pleasant Grove's kind of found Drew Smith as their leadoff guy. It's that 3-headed monster of Smith, Wilson, and Wolfgram. Anderson, he's back. So Watts isn't scared to check on someone a couple times either.
Yeah. Van Bank's got something common.
Slater cuts and misses. A 2-2 count now. Anderson hasn't stolen a base or attempted a stolen base this season. But they're scared of him.
You jinxed a win, Alan.
On the base path, a win.
You jinxed it, remember?
I didn't say anything about a win.
Yes, you did.
That pitch inside, full count.
You did say something about the wind.
Oh, the wind. I thought you said a win.
No, I said wind.
I was going to say, first of all, I never said anything about a win. Second of all, it's the 4th inning.
Third of all, I'm cold.
So Watts, payoff pitch here in the top of the 4th. Full count, 2 outs. Anderson on first, Scow at the dish.
Checks on him on first. In time. No, well, not in time.
Anderson's back in time. Watts, Anderson goes. And Slater caught a piece of it. Anderson's going to go on every pitch now that the count's full and 2 outs. If Slater walks, he'd be on second anyway. Slater strikes out, the inning's over anyway. Scout just caught a piece of that one to stay alive. Watts deals. Scout can't catch a piece of that one. That does it for the top of the 4th inning. And Pleasant Grove is down 5-1. It's going to be Van Haney coming out for his 4th inning of work. And we'll be back. So for Pleasant Grove, Drew Smith stays out at second. Baxter was ready to hit, so he's late coming out of the dugout. He's still in at short. Wilson still in at third. Haney still on the mound. Dunn still behind the plate. Would have been a little easier for me just to tell you guys that the defense is the same. But the big thing is Smith staying out there after the late slide in the last inning. That caught a piece of him. AC and K9. I don't know if that's Keaton's nickname. Keaton Nordic wears number 9. If that's not his nickname, I think it should be. But Austin Connolly and Keaton Nordic, 2 guys up in the pen for Pleasant Grove. As Haney is nearing his 3rd time through the order. He has Ingersoll and Greening before the lineup flips over to Mascaro. Just how he started that last inning. Same 3 guys. Left field, right field, center. For American Fork. And in that 3rd inning, they produced left, right, and center. He comes up to open up the bottom of the 4th. Haney needs a strong one before Pleasant Grove will turn it to Connolly or Nordic. Ingersoll gets time this time. Haney deals. Outside 1-0. The big thing with Van Haney and why Ingersoll is so intent on calling time, and he's really the only guy we've seen do this, but Haney works so fast.
Yeah.
As that pitch cut on him, caught a piece of it, but it's pushed back.
And we talked about that before. He works really fast.
And right when Ingersoll puts his hand down, Haney's in his windup. As 1-1 is inside, 2-1. And when there's a runner on, it switches a little bit the way that he'll wind up. Here's a 2-1. That one hits Ingersoll. The 2nd hit batter of the day for Van Haney, and that's something we've seen him struggle with a little bit throughout the year, is catching batters. So Greening with the runner on first. So it's Ingersoll on first, Greening at the dish. Haney will check on the runner. Being a righty, doesn't have the natural advantage that we saw Banks with yesterday. But Watts is a righty, and he has a pretty clean pickoff move on the mound. Van Haney's first pitch. He'll check on the runner again. pretty sure it was Ingersoll yesterday who who Banks kept going to. There's a storied baseball history here at American Fork. Won their 11th, excuse me. Check on them again. Won their 11th state title last year. 4-peat in 61, 62, 63, 64. Won it in 1980, 84, 85, and then a long drought of almost 30 years before they won it again in 2012, 2016, 2020, and 2023. Van Haney deals. Bunt shown, strike in there. And Ingersoll gets back to first as Dunn threatened a throwback. Van Haney deals, bunt shown again. This pitch fouled back into the netting. So no 2 count here on Greening. Mascaro is at the on-deck circle. Van Haney, 0-2 count. Deals high, 1-2. Ingersoll's threatening off first to take off. Dunn's got a good arm. We saw Thane with a beautiful throw yesterday to catch a runner stealing. Pleasant Grove catchers, very, very strong in that department. Haney fires one outside, 2-2. Henry holding Ingersoll on first. Haney deals. Low, count moves full now. Greening's worked himself right back into it. Probably got to get a sense of frustration.
Yeah.
As Haney's got nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Pleasant Grove down 5-1. Deals. Walked him. As Greening will take first base. And now that moves Haney to the 3rd time through the lineup, his 2nd walk. CJ Mascaro. Top of the lineup for American Fork coming up now, 1st and 2nd. Kind of getting a little bit of deja vu from what we saw just 1 inning ago. Haney with runners on 1st and 2nd, nobody out. Mascaro at the plate. Drops strike 1 in, 0-1. Mascaro was the first guy Haney got out in the last inning. And now an 0-1. Bunt shown. Runners dance off the bags but get back. 1-1. Pitch was high. And Mascaro pulled back. Haney slows down now that there's runners on. 1-1. Into Mascaro. He shows bunt, can't lay it down. 2-1. Wilson's in on the grass at 3rd. There's a force at 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. It's Ingersoll at 2nd, Greening at 1st. Haney deals. Doesn't get the strike call, 3-1. This is a big pitch here. You cannot just give Mascaro first base and put him up with nobody out. deals. That pitch grounded. Smith, or Henry's gonna grab it. He dives to make the stop and get the out at first. Runners stay put at first and second. As Mascaro is out, that brings up Jet Walker. He had a big hit that last inning, and Henry's gonna come out. I believe Haney's day is over. And that's gonna make it Keaton Nordic's time. As Van Haney's gonna give the ball up. He gets through 3 1/3, responsible for runners, for 2 runners in scoring position. As the Viking pitching staff is gonna come out and congratulate Van Haney, but Keaton Nordic with 2 runners in scoring position and 1 man out here in the bottom of the 4th. This could be big. You saw him last time against Westlake, on the road against Westlake. As Nordic went 2 innings, walked a man, hit a man, struck out a man, allowed 1 run, it was unearned. He had a pickoff of his own, faced 8 batters. And now comes in the right-hander in the bottom of the 4th inning, 2nd and 3rd. What out here? We'll give you Van Haney's stat line when it's final. And a very strong first 2 innings. Ran into trouble in the 3rd and worked himself into trouble here in the 3rd. Van Haney did. He looked really good.
Yeah.
For the first 2. Faced 7 guys through 2 innings and just walked 1.
You can't be mad with that performance. Just, he did an amazing job.
Then he went up 0-2 on Ingersoll in the bottom of the 3rd. There was a 2-minute break in between pitches, and then everything started to fall apart. And now it's Jet Walker. That'll face Keaton Nordic. Nordic, we told you what he did last time against Westlake, but on the season has pitched 5 innings and has a 4.2 ERA. And his first pitch to Walker is in the dirt.
All in 1.
Just a .8 whip for Nordic, and that's kind of the promising number, even though his ERA is a little inflated. A 111 batting average against. Nordic deals 1-1. Pleasant Grove wanted it. They've wanted a couple pitches today that they haven't gotten. That'd be some they feel have been given to American Fork, but not given to PG. Nordic deals. That pitch grounded to Wilson. He'll throw to first, keeping the runners put. Henry with a good pick. Really good defensively as Nordic gets the first out. That brings up Cooper Jones. Nordic, just like Haney, he's ready. He's ready to go.
Pitching fast.
It's Ingersoll on 3rd, Graining on 2nd. Jones at the dish. There's a pitch inside, 1-0. Now with 1-0. Nordic to Jones. That pitch grounded to Baxter. He fields cleanly. Throw to first. In time to get a diving Jones. So Nordic just has to face 2 guys and helps Van Haney's stat line. His final stat line, 5 hits, 2 walks, 2 guys he hit. 2 strikeouts, 4 earned runs, 5 runs total. An ERA of 8.4. As Pleasant Grove heads to the top of the 5th inning. We'll wait for GK Jared to find his way out of the dugout. It's not very hard to find your way out of that dugout.
Nah, it's GK. He made it hard on purpose.
There's an opening to the side of it. You walk through it, and then there you go. But Pleasant Grove will send up Jacob Baxter, Cale
There's
Dunn,
GK.
and Drew Smith.
Hey, GK.
As Pleasant Grove down 5-1, heading into the top of the 5th inning. The 5th inning brought to you, as always, by GKJ.Films with a Z. Proud sponsor of PGSN. And GK, I'm not sure if anyone told you this, but I just wanted to thank you for your sizable donation to my bank account.
Why?
Well, you're the title sponsor of the 5th inning
Oh, yeah.
because of the donation you made.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
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 I'm sure it'll hit in the next couple days.
Yeah.
I'm sure the check won't bounce.
Yeah.
Watts coming out for his 5th inning of work. He's allowed 1 earned run through 4. Baxter's first time up. Hit into a sacrifice bunt. Dunn's first time was a double. Just inside the third base line. Wilson's first time. Wilson's been up twice. He's not Wilson, Smith. I'm losing my mind. Smith's first 2 times he hit into a sac bunt and struck out himself. Feel like it's quiet? I can hear me. It's quiet? It has been quiet throughout the day. But Baxter's leading off because of the wind. Turn the sensitivity down.
Yeah.
Watts deals. Baxter straight away. Diving stop by the third baseman. Throw to first in time. Great play by Howard. As Baxter sees 1 pitch and grounds out. GK, what's going on in the Pleasant Grove dugout?
They were hype,
And then what?
and then the controversial play happened, and ever since it's been down.
What are your thoughts on said?
I thought it was a bad call.
I agree. I personally feel like it was interference. Watts dropped strike 1 in there on Dunn. Obviously, umpire has a way better view than I do because he's right next to the play. But I don't know if he was looking at second base.
It did not look like he was looking.
I feel like Watts dropped strike 2 in there, 0-2 on Dunn. I feel like and understandably so, he's looking to see if Smith can make the throw to first and double him up. It would have been a huge double play, but I just don't think he saw the slide.
Yeah.
Watts high, 1-2.
I don't know if I want to leave.
5-1 here in the top of the 5th inning. How could you leave? Beautiful day for baseball.
True. True.
1-2. Dunn sends that one into right field, drifting back on the track at the wall, making a catch. For American Fork is the right fielder, Greening. Dunn gave it a ride, but died just short of the fence.
I feel like Dunn has played really well today.
Yeah, he's had some really good at-bats and then behind the dish. Very, very good. His first one was just inside the foul line. I gave him a double that one. Very, very good contact. Smith comes up for his 3rd time. I think this might sound stupid, and it probably is, but I think Pleasant Grove might have an offensive recipe for success.
Yeah.
And that's if Smith is coming up, as he takes ball 1. If Smith is coming up for the 3rd time in the 4th inning or earlier, those are the games that they've really succeeded in.
Yeah.
It's when they
That is
jump early,
right?
as Smith jumps early on that pitch, 1-1. It's when they jump early and they get those runs early that they've found success. And it's when they've had to wait until the end of games, yesterday, today so far, 1-2 count, that they've struggled a little bit. And obviously, you can say, well, duh. If Smith is coming up that much, obviously Pleasant Grove's scoring. As Watts, that one's out of the zone, 2-2. What did you think of the bunting, the mass bunting at the beginning of the game for Pleasant Grove?
I don't know. How do you feel? Let me ask you first.
Smith stays alive. I feel like in every situation it was the right move, but looking at this stat sheet and seeing sack bunt, sack bunt, sack bunt, that kind of irks me a little bit. But I've watched the game, and so I feel like it was right. It was the right move.
Yeah.
But Watts, Smith grounds that one up the middle and through for a base hit, a 1-out or 2-out single for Drew Smith. And that brings up RJ Wilson. Smith continues a hitting streak.
And of course, I did not film it.
Good job. That's your job.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Producer's getting mad over here. Uh-oh. Duffy is getting mad.
So a 3-game hitting streak for Drew Smith, an on-base streak that I don't have time to go back through every game. But Wilson takes ball 1 at the knees. But Smith has been very, very good at the plate.
Oh, there's that's number 1.
Me coughing?
Yep.
I'll check on Smith at first. He's back in time. Wilson on the season, batting .325, 431 OBP, 575 slug, with a 19% strikeout rate and a 5% walk rate. He likes to swing, and I don't blame him.
Don't say it. Don't you
As
dare
there's
say
a strike. He also gets hit by a lot of pitches.
All right.
It worked last time.
Oh,
You're trying to tell me that if you go up and you tell Coach Henry,
Wow.
you can have runners on first and second with 2 outs and Wolfgram at the dish, all it takes is me just saying Wilson gets hit a lot? You think he's not going to take that?
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know if Wilson would want it, depending on how fast Watts pitches. Swing and a miss there to move the count 1-2. I know we talked before game, but I want you to give your absurd take on American Forks jerseys right
I don't
now.
like them at all.
I love them.
I don't.
I'm not a
I
huge
do
fan of the
not
school,
love 'em.
but it is very
don't
hard
like
to
'em
mess
at
up a
all.
blackout.
And they messed it up.
Smith goes. Wilson takes a ball. Smith gets to second in time. Stolen base. Now a runner in scoring position. I don't think. Why do you think they messed it
I
up?
don't like it. I like the. I'll be honest. I did like their other one they did wear yesterday. I did like
the cream.
I did like the cream, but I do not like these.
It's so hard. It's so hard to mess up a blackout, and I don't think they messed it up. A blackout's one of the hardest things to mess up in terms of jersey design.
Well, at PG we serve right. We serve good jerseys. Obviously, the blackout did not work for them, in my opinion.
2-2, 2 outs. Wilson takes outside. Count moves full. That is a big take
Big take.
by RJ Wilson. He's grounded out twice, and now a payoff pitch here in the top of the 5th. Pleasant Grove. You almost feel like they need to plate this run. Smith scoring position. Watts deals. Wilson pops that one up into right field. Greening drifts over, camps under it, and it gets over his head. Smith scores. Wilson rounds second, and he'll go back with a reach on an error. Greening messed with the wind a little too much. Wilson won't get the RBI.
Wow.
But Smith scores, and that moves the...
Hey, I'm calling it. I'm calling it. With him, I'm calling it.
Okay.
I'm calling it with him.
We got Wolfgram at the dish now with the runner on second. 5-2 game. As Greening...
Is that better? Wow, that is loud.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Wow.
Well, so the way this audio interface works, I know you don't care, but the way
No,
this
I do.
audio interface works is this top line is sensitivity for how much sound
okay,
it brings
okay.
in, and then this is output.
Output. Okay.
So what I did when we felt the wind, as Watts is going to check on Wilson, Wilson's back in time, but what I did is turning the sensitivity down, you hear less wind, and and then you just have to turn the output up.
Okay,
In
okay.
theory, it should work. Technology sometimes doesn't. Wolfgram singled and flew out to deep.
Oh, guess what?
Do you have something to say, or are you just trying to get me?
No, I'm not. Guess what?
Watts.
Oh
Wolfgram
my
lines
gosh.
that to left field. And the catch is made. Good contact, but it won't drop as Ingersoll was drifting to his. That's a good catch by Ingersoll.
Yeah, it
now that I
was.
think about it, he
was.
was drifting to his
It was
non-glove
drifting,
side.
Yeah.
And he reached across his body and made a catch. That was tough. Wolfgram flies out and leaves a runner on, but Pleasant Grove plates a run. It's 5-2 here. Keaton Nordic comes out after getting 2 big outs in the 4th inning. So GK, does Keaton have a nickname? Does Nordic have a nickname?
Keto.
I think Pleasant Grove sold with that nickname. How is it not K9?
Nah.
How is it not K9? You
Nah.
got Keaton, that's the K.
Oh, and number 9.
Wearing number 9, that's K9.
Oh, that is a good one. That is a good nickname.
I
no.
want you to know, so Nordic's in my physics class, and I want you to know, I was thinking about it today.
That you didn't know about him until
No.
they called his name.
So I was thinking about it, and I was like, Nordic, like Keaton, 9, like
K9.
basically I've had this one in my back pocket for like 7 hours now. Young Bull was talking about gravity, and I was thinking about Nordic's nickname.
Should I stay or should I go? But no, guess what?
What?
Chicken
Chicken
butt.
butt, yeah.
Okay, awesome. Game
James, you owe
2.
me a
I got
soda.
you
Thanks
too.
for the Dr. Pepper. I
No.
expect it on Friday.
Guess what too?
Maybe that
No,
that
guess
should
what?
be the game.
This one will be it too. Guess what though?
What?
Game 3 here. I'm gonna get you the same thing again. I'm gonna get you with it again.
Yeah. But you owe me a Dr. Pepper now.
No,
maybe
no.
that's the game. You
All
try to
right.
get me to say what, but Nordic drops a
How
strike in
do
there.
you
to
like
open up
him
the
coming out of the bullpen?
inning. He's looked really good this season.
That's what
we were talking about.
I was thinking too.
We were talking about in the 4th. His ERA is a little inflated, but his other numbers, his batting average against, the WHIP, they all look really good.
Yeah.
There's an 0-2, and coming out in the last inning too with 2 runners in scoring position and
coming out
stopping
strong,
them.
Yeah.
I think Nordic's a really good piece out of the bullpen.
Yeah.
I have a question for you, GK. It's
Okay.
Watts, the pitcher at the dish. I'll ask you after this. Nordic goes high and tight, 1-2. When you are editing these, do you immediately mute the clips, or do you listen to me talking behind the clip while you organize them a little
Both.
bit? That's all. I don't know why it was interesting.
Sometimes
to me,
I do and sometimes I don't.
but I was wondering. K9 with the 1-2. That time he plunks him.
I'm sorry to say, I hate AF's dugout. Holy crap. They're so annoying. They were taunting us earlier.
When you're winning,
No, and they weren't winning even.
Okay.
They were.
that's cocky, in my opinion. When you're winning, if you can back it up, you can say it. If you can't back it up, don't say it.
Yeah.
I guess they have backed it up now. It's 5-2.
Yeah,
But
they have backed it up now. But
Howard at the dish, the left-hander, has Watts on first. Nordic will check on Watts. He's back in safely.
I'm back.
They check on Watts again. He's back safely.
We're good. Sorry. I was going to ask you, how do you like this field?
So I was talking to Banks yesterday after the game, and personally, I feel like we should be in Pleasant Grove today.
Yeah.
We've already talked about that. K9 goes high. Back pick done threatened, doesn't let it go. But it's a nice field. It's a really nice field. One thing that American Fork does have is they have really nice backdrops.
Yeah. That's what I noticed.
You have a little bit of a forest behind this field, and then the temple in the background as well. Runner goes, Dunn's throw from his knees. What a
Got
throw, Kale Dunn.
Wow.
From his knees on the off-speed pitch in the dirt, he gets Watts.
That's another clip I did not get.
I think Kale should come after you for that.
Yeah, he should.
That was amazing.
I'm sorry, Kel. I'll get it from the stream. That would be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
With one of your opening, we'll talk about that in a second. K9 doesn't get the call. 3-0. But you've started like kind of opening with like the 3 clips layered on top of each other, and those clips are better landscape.
Yeah.
There's an idea.
That's a strike.
There's a strike. I'm pretty sure Nordic just threw the same pitch back to back. That pitch fouled off, staying alive.
That will go to the place.
The place.
The place over there. The place.
A quiet place.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Full count.
Quiet
Nordic
place.
walks him.
A quiet place I don't like. All right.
All right.
All right.
And that brings up Giguero, the DH.
Isn't the address here 942? 932? 932?
I don't know. So tomorrow, expected starter for Pleasant Grove, if I had to guess.
Friday.
Mason Henry. Friday, you're right. What do you expect from Pleasant Grove in Friday's game and for the rest of today's
A
game?
win. We have to win. Can't get swept.
American Fork's always the team.
The huge series.
The
big series.
I mean, there's still time in this game to try and make Friday a rubber
Yeah.
match.
Yep.
For me, if they do, it puts my hair on the line again. There's a man up in the bullpen for American Fork. So on American Fork's line, they have a fenced bullpen.
Yeah.
Does Pleasant Grove have one in their setup here as well?
Yeah.
Okay, both of them are fenced. Okay. Because Westlake, it was kind of just there. Like you kind of just went and warmed up on the grass outside the dugout.
Yeah.
And that is something I like about this field. They are nice facilities. The dugouts are big.
But not Mamba mentality.
Not
Not that much. Peaches is better. They serve Mamba mentality over there, so they have better bullpens.
Nordic with one out. Back pick, skied to right field. Scow is going to go field it, but advancing to second on the throwing error by Dunn. That one just left his hand a little too early.
I thought that hit the batter.
I don't think so.
First.
I think it.
thought. Maybe not. Maybe
It might have.
I don't know.
I didn't hear anything though. That's kind of what I was basing it off of.
Duffy, you playing Angry Birds over
So
there?
that moves the third baseman Howard to second. I muted you.
Why did you mute me?
Nordic deals. There's
what you-
strike one.
This is what you get in the 5th inning.
1-1.
Only in the 5th.
That is true.
That is true. Yeah, I know. It's true. I know.
You leave me at a loss of words, GK.
I know.
How are you single? You're leaving me this.
I don't like AF.
I don't think they're just like, you can't say that. As Giguero pops that one up in the infield, Henry makes the catch.
I'm sorry.
Like you just can't say that. Like I'm gonna get in trouble.
I am sorry.
Oh, he's gonna go back and listen.
You're gonna go back and listen?
you better hope Polson has a one pitch out, and you better hustle back to the dugout, or you might be in a world
You know
of
what I
hurt.
said?
Nordic with Polson behind. He's moving from behind the plate to next to the plate. As that pitch skied to right field. Scal, I can't see him. Dugout's in the way. But pitch goes out of play. Audio sounds good.
Yeah, the audio
That's
does
good to
sound
know.
good. So the person on deck for AF, All right.
I just don't get the point of that.
I don't get the point that he's wearing orange gloves.
That is also true. Red on orange. And it's worked for him. He's had a good day.
Last time, no, it was yesterday. We heard a chant and it said, "You want to play for Skyridge?"
Nordic tries to go inside. Just gets a little too far in.
I thought that was funny. The 5th inning with GK Jared.
So loud.
Nordic deals. Inside again. Runner stays put at second.
I do like the backdrop of their field, how it goes state championships. I do like that.
I don't like
But I don't
the
like
fact that there are 11 of them.
Yeah.
But
I do like that.
if I was an American Fork fan.
And I don't like the scoreboard too.
That's because it's red.
In the corner of
This
nowhere.
is my unbiased take. I just don't like the color red for sports teams. Like I feel like red is not it. I also don't like BYU, so that's not why I'm saying that. I don't like the Red Sox, but that's kind of like the only like red team that I don't like.
BYU's blue.
Well, I'm saying like so.
You're not a Yankees fan? Is what I'm
No, I'm saying like BYU fans are like I don't like the color red because that's like Utah's color.
Okay,
That's
okay.
not why I'm saying it.
Oh, okay.
I don't hate the color red because like I hate Utah. I hate the color red because I just don't think it's a good sports color.
Man, I think Kale has played so good today.
But that being said, I'm going to maroon and gold next year, so
Oh yeah, you
we'll see how that goes.
Right, you are. I think I lost my cap.
Sometimes I wish I could forget too. Nordic.
All right.
Polson lines that Baxter Fields. Throw to first. In time. So Nordic works around and exits this inning just how he got there. Henry congratulates Dunn. He had a really good throw to catch that runner stealing. And through 5, it's 5-2 Pleasant Grove. They've got a good part of their order coming up. We'll see if they can get something to happen. In the top of the 6th, we'll be back. It's Henry, Anderson, Robinson here in the top of the 6th inning. Pleasant Grove trying to get something done.
Go.
Henry will lead off. Welcome back, Zane. Henry struck out and flew out. They keep calling him Hawk here, and that's like kind of his nickname in a way. But Henry, his 3rd plate appearance today, 0 for 2. Watts still on the mound for American Fork. He deals. At low and outside, 1-0.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
GK wouldn't get out of my chair. Oh, and GK's gone.
Watts deals. That one
Strike
drops
one.
in for a strike 1-1. Pleasant Grove will be back here on Friday at 3:30 p.m. as they take on the Cape Men for the 3rd and final game of this 3-game set. Watts deals. High and tight, 2-1.
Did you and GK already talk about how we talked about how tomorrow should be a home game for PG, or today should have been a home game for PG.
We touched on it, but I feel like that's beating a dead horse at this point. Henry offers and doesn't connect 2-2. As Watts on the mound. Deals to Henry. Did he go? So, I'm not sure he went. And that ball wasn't in the strike zone. I'm not sure. He swung, but a strikeout, I guess. And so that brings up C.J. Anderson. I think that's what Coach Henry's talking to the umpire about right now, is if he swung or not.
I don't think he did, but I saw for a split second.
And they're going to say he did swing on it. I feel like that might be another instance of he wasn't looking up.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Henry was close.
I don't think he was either.
But what's done is done. Watts deals to Anderson, hits him. Quick at bat. Or not an at bat, plate appearance. That brings up Brock Robinson, who's reached on an error and flew out today.
Hey, Duffy, on Friday I want a 10 out of 10 performance from announcing. Friday next.
And that fly out, his last time up for Robinson, ended a 8 consecutive plate appearances, reaching. Watts deals, outside 1-0. As a pinch hitter, Nash Bennett is on deck. Watts deals. There's a strike. Bennett pinch hitting for Scow. Which DK didn't leave. I don't know if Scow's hurt or if it's just a pinch hit. Watts with the 1-1.
Shows bunt. Foul ball.
Robinson got going down that line. And expect them to bring the third baseman just a little closer, but probably not in on the grass at this point with a 1-2 count. As Robinson heads back to the dish.
What score? 2-5. One, 2 count.
Here in the top of the 6th inning, there's 1 out, and they'll check on Anderson. He's back safely.
Thing you want right now, though, is just get it in play, get Anderson in scoring position, and take it from there.
Watts deals. Robinson. He went? Robinson is not happy, and I don't blame him.
Yeah.
So that brings up Nash Bennett, pinch hitting for Slater Scow with a runner on first and 2 outs.
Said it once already. This is just an interesting game. Very interesting game with all these play calls.
Yeah. Whenever these two teams meet, it always gets funky.
It's another rivalry game. Rivalry. I can't say that word.
Rivalry?
Yeah, dude, I can't say it fast.
So Bennett with Baxter on deck, the left-hand hitter. And Anderson at first. 2 outs here, top of the 6th inning. Pleasant Grove down 5-2. Looking to stage a rally. You feel like you got to get 1 or 2 runs across in this inning. Feel good about what you could do in the 7th. Watts deals, high, 1-0. This is the first time we've seen Bennett since the 2nd game of the Westlake Series, so it's been a week. In that game, he walked twice, flew out once. Another high pitch, 2-0. Scow ends his day with a single and a strikeout. Watts deals the 2-0. Count moves 3-0. Mentioned earlier, American Fork with a man in the bullpen. We might turn to him depending on how this at-bat turns out. Watts with 2 outs here. Deals. There's a strike. 3-1.
Did GK get you in trouble earlier when he was on mic?
A little bit. Not much me, more him. That pitch high. So Bennett works a 5-pitch walk in his pinch hit appearance. And that brings up Jacob Baxter with runners on first and second.
You never know what GK's going to say when he gets this mic.
Yeah, you don't.
You take this mic from me and he's one interesting person, bro.
So that's going to do it for Dax Watts today. On the mound, that is. He'll move over to first. He gets through 5 2/3 on the mound. The man who exits the game is Upham. He exits from first. As I don't think they're bringing in the guy who's in the bullpen.
Don't think he is either.
But Pleasant Grove with Anderson on second, Bennett on first, Baxter at the dish, down 3. Have a good opportunity to try and chip away at the lead.
Bro, I was so mad. My Alexa lied to me today, bro. I asked before I left what the temperature was, and she said it was 62 degrees, and it is like 5.
Well, there's a lesson for you, Zane. Yesterday it was 56 and sunny, and you said it was too hot, and it's 62 and windy now.
I'm just gonna start wearing.
It's too cold.
I'm just gonna start wearing sweats when it's 62 or higher, bro. And when it's 50s, I'm gonna wear shorts.
So the new pitcher, in the game for American Fork is the shortstop. He moves over. It's Jet Walker. He's batting second. Now he comes up on the mound. Baxter on the season. 7 RBIs, 9 runs. And Pleasant Grove would not mind if he added a couple to that RBI total. Pleasant Grove's offense has been dormant in this series. And that's what you usually get out of American Fork, is really good pitching and adequate hitting. Hitting that'll do the job. And so Watts moves over to first base defensively. And I believe it's Gagero, who's been DHing today, who enters the game. It is Gagero who enters the game defensively.
Looks like Henry's talking to the ump about something.
Coach Henry. Telling his team, stay disciplined. So Gagero is going to play second, and that moves the second baseman Jones to shortstop, and Howard stays at third. So it's Howard, Jones, Gagero, Watts, the new infield for American Fork, and Walker moves to the mound. The bottom of the 5th inning, 2 outs. Baxter trying to deliver.
It's the top of the inning.
You're right. Top of the 6th inning. Anderson on first, Anderson on second, Bennett on first. Baxter with a little bit of a Soto shuffle after taking a high. Ball, 1-0. Dunn is on deck. He's got the protective gear on as Baxter takes outside 2-0. Walker hasn't found the zone yet. Coming in a little cold since he's just coming in straight from shortstop. Walker's 2-0. He's in there for a strike, 2-1.
Hey, when I was off the mic, I heard you talk about AF jerseys, but what do you think about PG's jerseys?
Pleasant Grove has the best jersey game
Yeah.
in the state. And this one's just further bettered by the font, which is a weird thing. But when you look at a lot of jerseys, as Baxter, it's a high strike. It's a weird thing, but when you look at a lot of jerseys, you start to notice weird things. And that's the font. It matches the baseball P.
Yeah.
The font does.
I remember you talking with the Westlake game too that it was Westlake that first came out with it in that series.
Walker deals the 2-2.
Shutout.
And Baxter gets rung up. And he is not happy. Henry's not happy. Nobody's happy. For Pleasant Grove, that is. The guys in the black jerseys are happy. But Walker comes in and gets one out. And it was a big out with Pleasant Grove threatening. 5-2 after 5.5. American Fork comes up on offense after this. Pleasant Grove making a pitching change. Nordic's day is done. Noah Brady comes in on the mound defensively. Nash Bennett, we saw him pinch hit for Slater Scow in that last inning. He moves in right field. Otherwise, Pleasant Grove stays the same. Nordic's final line, he goes 1 2/3. Faces 6 guys, 1 walk, 1 hit by pitch, and zeros otherwise across the board.
I want to go back to the jersey talk before we went to break. It was Westlake. I think it was their first home game, so the second game, I believe. They came out with their jerseys that said Westlake on it. You said that you really like those jerseys that represent the city.
Yeah.
So, are you happy that PG came out with these jerseys and was wearing them today, or do you think they could have came out with a better choice?
I like the ones, like I said, that rock the city more than, in my opinion, the ones that say Viking, as early on that swing is the left fielder Ingersoll. I think this is maybe the most times the 8-hole hitter has led off an inning ever, because he led off the 3rd, led off the 4th, now he leads off the 6th. So half of American Fork's innings he's led off. But Brady making his season pitching debut and gets a swing and a miss there. And a strike 3. So 1 batter faced, 1 strikeout for Noah Brady. As Pleasant Grove going a little bit deeper into their bullpen. This brings up Isaac Murdoch. He's pinch hitting for the right fielder Greening. We saw him pinch run yesterday as he shoots that one over the hand of a leaping Drew Smith and back. It rolls all the way to the wall. Bennett picks it up. He'll throw it in. Murdoch stays on second.
Wow.
So that brings up the top of the order, CJ Mascaro.
PG just looking to end AF's inning right here.
Brady deals. Foul back. 0-1 count. Pleasant Grove's outfield is playing deep. Besides Wolfgram, who's playing a little farther up. Bennett's nearly to the wall. As Brady kicks and deals. Bunt shown, pitch high.
He pulled back in time. Didn't look like he pulled back in time from my POV.
And a 1-1. For Mascaro. That's something that I think Pleasant Grove and American Fork have in common. Any guy at any point in the lineup is willing to bunt if it's going to help the team. That time, Mascaro swings, pops it up to left field. Baxter calls for it, and he makes the catch. Murdoch is second with 2 outs now. As that brings up the now pitcher, Jet Walker. Started the game as short, now he's on the mound. And he got a big out, a big strikeout to end that inning. Brady deals. There's strike one.
Again, going back from yesterday, we say the same things at the same exact time.
Based off the way that American Fork has been rolling throughout the season, for Pleasant Grove, you expect to see Mason Henry pitch tomorrow. As that pitch low and outside. For American Fork, CJ Mascaro, who we just saw pop out to shortstop, he's kind of the guy that has been the 3rd starter for American Fork. Hollenbach pitched too much yesterday to be able to get the start. Same with Banks for Pleasant Grove. As that pitch is lined to right field, Bennett drifts back and makes a catch. So 1-2-3.
6.
Almost 1-2-3. Inning for Noah Brady. We're through 6 here. We'll stay with you as we head to the top of the 7th. It's going to be Dunn, Smith, and Wilson are the 3 scheduled Vikings to come up. But for American Fork, the man who closed the game yesterday, whose name I'm going to be completely honest, I forgot. But the man who finished the last 2, Taylor, he could start on Friday. So expecting either Taylor or Mascaro. Cale Dunn is going to lead off for Pleasant Grove. As a 5-2 game here in the top of the 7th, American Fork 3 outs away from taking the series victory in just game 2. Dunn has done a great job behind the plate and at the dish today. That's what GK talked about. And Walker comes out for a save opportunity.
GK has a quiet voice. I was right behind him and I had no idea what he was saying. I just could not hear him.
Yeah, at least on the mic.
Yeah.
In person and you might think different, but
outside the mic he is.
A double and a fly out today for Dunn. He's 2 for 9 on the season. Walker got the final out. So Walker could also technically pitch on Friday as well. But based off what they did against Lehigh, I'm expecting it to be Mascaro. But I'm not plugged into American Fork Sports. Around the region, they just announced it here in the stadium. But Westlake and Skyridge facing off. Skyridge, I don't know how they have this. It's not on Max Preps, what the score's looking like, but Westlake was winning against Skyridge. But that brings up Cale Dunn to lead off the top of the 7th inning. Outstanding job behind the dish today. And a very good job next to the dish. He has another chance to do some damage. Walker kicks, deals. Cut on and missed by Dunn. It's high heat. Walker deals, strike 2. 0-2 count. 4 done. Walker with the 0-2. Outside, 1-2. Dunn smartly keeps it within himself, doesn't reach out for it. Walker kicks, deals. Dunn fouls that back, stays alive. Lineup turns over after this. Walker's 1-2. And they ring him up on it. There have been some calls that have not been agreed upon by Pleasant Grove fans today. And I think you put that strike 3 call on that list. So that brings up Drew Smith, down 3 with 1 out. His 4th time up, he's singled, sack, bunt, strikeout today. Walker deals. Outside.
Strike
nope.
1.
0-1. Oh, 2 now. Pleasant Grove has not been happy with the umpiring. Walker deals. Smith stays alive. Good job poking that one back to keep going. As the 0-2 moves the count 1-2. One, 2. Caught on a miss, strike 3. The 2nd strikeout of the day for Smith. So that puts Pleasant Grove down to their final out. RJ Wilson has reached on an error and grounded out twice today. He has an RBI. The only RBI for Pleasant Grove, 1 of 2 runs scored. Walker trying to clinch the 4-out save. Deals in the dirt, 1-0. He's got some heat.
He does have some heat.
Walker once again, 1-0. That one's in there for strike 1. The 1-1 from Walker is there for strike 2, 1-2. Pleasant Grove down to their final strike now. 1-2, 2 outs. Walker deals in the dirt. Wilson moves the count 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. Number 2 at the dish. Walker deals. Wilson puts it in play, up the middle and through. Pleasant Grove stays alive. A 2-out single by R.J. Wilson, his first hit of the day. And that brings up Tua Wolfgram, who has singled and flew out twice. Mason Henry on deck. And they're going to pinch run Rex Harward for R.J. Harward ran earlier in the game for Dunn after his double, scored a run. Wolfgram's 4th plate appearance today. On the season, Wolfgram is batting .311, .367 OBP, just a 5% strikeout rate, 10% walk rate. So same way that Keaton is performing pitching-wise, Wolfgram really good peripheral numbers, just hasn't put up the power numbers that we've usually seen from him. Walker deals.
Strike one. 0-1.
Harward off first, pinch running for Wilson. Walker prepares the 0-1. Wolfgram rips that one into right center field. That ball will drop. It gets cut off quickly by the right fielder. That holds Wolfgram to a single. Runners on the corners now, and that'll bring the tying run to the plate. It's Mason Henry. First to third goes Harward. Really good defensive play by the right fielder. It was Greening to open the game. I think it's Murdoch now. But that just saved a run.
Yeah. Mason Henry now coming up to the dish, and he is one man you can count on to make this work.
It's going to be a good at-bat here. He's been Pleasant Grove's, we talked about it, kind of their power guy.
Yeah.
And he's the tying run here. C.J. Anderson on deck. And American Fork's going to talk about how they want to approach this. Henry on the season, batting .379 with a .511 OBP and a .724 slug, so 1.2 OPS. And American Fork's going to keep him as the tying run. He's struck out twice today, flown out once. Yesterday, fly out, ground out, strikeout. So on an 0 for 6 streak. Walker deals in the dirt. Runners stay put. Don't expect a ton of aggression on the base pass. You don't want to get the final out of the game.
Yeah.
As Walker deals the 1-0. Grounded to third. Fielded cleanly. They'll take it a second. He's out. That does it. Pleasant Grove thought Wolfgram was safe. And American Fork takes a 5-2 victory where they bring the winning run, the tying run to the plate in the 7th inning. But Henry grounds into a fielder's choice.
Wow.
To end it. Pleasant Grove, you have to like the way you saw him battle back in that 7th inning. And you like to think if they take advantage of a couple of opportunities throughout the rest of that game, you're looking at a different game towards the end. But Pleasant Grove loses their first series of the year. And we'll be back here on Friday against this same American Fork team. And we will see you then at 3:30 p.m. here on PGSN. I'm Alan Judson.
And I'm Zane Grothy.
We thank you for tuning in. We will see you guys on Friday.